Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Apples and Tiaras vlog. Today is Monday of Veterans Week, and I am headed to school. It's 8:20, so I'm leaving the house a little bit earlier than I normally do. Ooh, hold on, the sun is so gorgeous here. It's so gorgeous, I can't see where I'm going. So gorgeous. I am headed in for a teacher in-service day, and then tomorrow we have Tuesday off. The sun is so bright here. And so today we're going to be doing a professional development on brain science, and it has a lot to do with like how the brain works. Basically, it's the district's way of helping us understand why it is so important to spark curiosity upon the beginning of every lesson or every unit, to get kids really interested in learning. And so that is what we're all doing today. And then I think we have our superintendent coming along with our financial superintendent. He's coming in. And they're going to talk with us for a little bit. And then we have lunch on our own, which I packed mine today. And then we have just work time in our rooms until 3. So pretty much up until like 11 o'clock, I think. 11, maybe 11:30, 12. We have PD, and then the rest of the day is hours to work, which I absolutely love about our district. They really... well, I don't know if it's the district specifically, but my principal always makes our personal work time, like in our classrooms or with our teams, so valuable. And he always gives us a lot of time to do that. So anyway, that's what's going on today. I'm thinking this will be like a week in the life vlog, just kind of picking up the camera, filming things here and there. I'll try to show you guys what I'm working on this week with the kids. Okay, so I'm here, and I think I've shown this in a few vlogs, but like the entrance to my building is just so beautiful. I have to just show you guys and just appreciate where I live. So if you guys are new here, my name is Charlotte, and I am a 4th grade reading, science, and social studies teacher in northern Arizona. I'm a little bit between Phoenix and Flagstaff, up in the mountains, and it is just so beautiful here. I actually grew up in this town, and we decided to move back, I think 3 years ago now. And I just feel so blessed every time I walk through this area. It just inspires me to thank the Lord for this beautiful place we live in. And so I don't know, I'm just feeling really like spiritual this morning. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling really connected to God. And I don't know, pulling up on this little area every time I walk in, I just feel so blessed. And so I'm going to show you guys just so you can enjoy it like I do. It's just so beautiful. The fall leaves crunching through the leaves on the way in. The sunlight's shining through. It's just so beautiful. I know it's not a lot, but like most schools don't have this. So I just feel so incredibly blessed. Now over here, we've got a little garden growing. I'm gonna have to water it this morning, but look, kids are growing garlic, carrots, peas. So cool. You know, it's crazy. I actually really enjoy coming to professional developments. I know it sounds crazy or weird, but I just feel like it's an opportunity for us to come together as a staff, as a group, and just really bond. Maybe the information we're receiving isn't always targeted toward every single person, and that's fine. But I don't know. I really enjoy coming and getting to work and see my coworkers, because I think that's one of the best parts of being a teacher, and it's just like the camaraderie and the sisterhood. Because let's face it, most teachers are women. I know on our campus we have 2 males. My principal, who I just adore. He's wonderful. He's just so supportive and fabulous. And then our librarian is also a male, and he's just so fun and humorous, and the kids just adore him. And so anyway, I don't know. I'm just feeling kind of like sappy and positive today, which is probably a good thing. Wanted to quickly share with you guys, again, I know I've showed this in a previous vlog, but my bag today is screaming fall and they're having a sale. So I'm going to flip you around and show you my bag. Okay, so this is my most recent Teddy Blake bag, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. Oh my God, it's so pretty. So this is the Teddy Blake bag that I got a few months, I think it was a couple months ago. But I wanted to let you guys know that Teddy Blake is having a huge Black Friday sale coming up, and they're also going to have some amazing deals through the holiday season. If you guys have never carried a Teddy Blake bag before, they're kind of more on the high-end side. They're made in Italy. Most of them are complete genuine leather. This one is genuine suede. The green is so on trend right now for the fall. It'll probably stick through the winter, but I just love it. It's just a huge, just deep bag. And you can fit all your things in it. I mean, I carry I have a t-shirt in here. And just all my stuff fits in here. It's just so great. Even when I'm walking around with my water bottle, I can set it in here and it just stays. And so I don't know. I just really wanted to share it again with you guys. It'll be linked down in the description box below. They are a little bit on the pricier end, but honestly, you're paying for what you're getting, because this is genuine suede and leather. And so anyway, I wanted to let you guys know of the sales that were coming. So I'll have all of the information that you would need for the sale down in the description below, as well as the bag linked directly down there. But it is 7:35, and I am going to just kind of putz around here and get things ready for when the kids return Wednesday. I need to update my small group list. I need to charge my watch, so I think I'm going to make that a top priority first. And then, yeah, I'm just going to kind of fart around, do some chores, and then at 7:50, I will head down to the main building for professional development. Yay, wish me luck. Hey you guys, so it is after lunch. I'm probably not done eating, but I just had my lunch. And I have been given the rest of the day until about 3:30ish to work in my classroom. And so since I just had a planning day last week on Monday, I actually had a substitute, and we were given time to plan. I actually feel like I'm caught up on everything I can possibly be caught up on. And so I wanted to do a couple of things around my classroom. So I do have a new seating chart coming up on Wednesday when the kids return. So what I'm going to do to prepare for that, just to make the process of moving their seats much faster, I'm literally going to empty all of the drawers and put all of the notebooks in a stack and all of the folders in a stack. That way, once the kids have moved, I can have a student or two hand out their folders and notebooks to restack or restock the drawers. And then another thing, we are continuing with the supply issue. So the bags of student supplies some of the kids are treating them poorly and they're not staying stocked. And so I am still having trouble with student supplies. Certain kids don't have what they need. Other kids have way more than what they need. And so I am really still struggling with student supplies. I think next year, one of my team teachers is leaving. I know that for sure. But I am going to see about, geez, that was really stuck. I am going to see about potentially having the kids bringing in their own pencil boxes as supplies, and it's just something that they carry from class to class with them. Now that is giving that I still departmentalize next year, because we have been talking a little bit more about everyone self-containing next year, which I'm for it and I'm also not for it. There's a lot of aspects about self-containing that I miss, but I also don't miss the planning and prepping for self-contained. But here at my school and on my team, we do a really nice job of divvying up responsibilities. And so I don't feel like if I was self-contained that I would be planning and prepping everything. We kind of all take on our roles as far as like prepping and planning goes. So for example, Jocelyn plans and preps for math and writing. I plan for science and social studies, and then Mercedes plans for reading. And so we all just kind of have our own subject that we plan and prep for, and then we meet to share what everyone is going to be doing for the week. And it kind of just helps us not have to do as much planning and prepping. So next year I'm thinking about potentially having the kids, like, they have one of these and it's labeled with their name on it, and that's just what they use. So whether they're in my class, just me self-containing, or like if me and the other one are switching, like they just have their own box that they carry to and from class to class. That way it's like no one can take their own supplies. No one can, like, there's no sharing of anything. Like, we can restock them if they run out of like if their red colored pencil is gone, like we could give them a new one. But what I mean is, like, there's no need to share any supplies because everyone just has their own and they're tracking their own stuff. I just think that would solve so many of my problems. So anyway, what I'm going to try is I'm going to get all of the supply bags and I'm going to empty them. Then I'm gonna go back to this, and what I'm thinking I might do is just do like a box, or like maybe 3 to 4 boxes of colored pencils in here, in the big one. Either that or stand them up in one of these, and then do glue sticks and scissors in one of them. And then that way they don't have to worry about the bags. Like, I could, at the end of each class, like, are there 5 highlighters in the box? Yes. Are there 5 scissors? Yes. Are there 5 glue sticks? Yes. And then this one is just filled with, I don't know, I might do scissors and glue in this one. And that way colored pencils could stand up in here and highlighters could stand up in there, because like digging through the colored pencil bin would be really annoying. So I would have to train like my student of the week, which is the table leader each week, to make sure that this is organized. And so I'm gonna try that. And then that way I can put library books and reading books in the top drawer, and then binders and notebooks would still be in the bottom 2 drawers, and then supplies could sit on top of the towers like this, and then that way it's just there. So I'm gonna spend some time, I'm gonna put some music on. I might watch a YouTube video and just literally go through my classroom and just organize. Now I'm not going to do a montage of this because I do want to film the rest of the week. So I am going to just close you guys in, do what I do, and then I'll show you the end result. So I'm gonna do that. I'll check in with you in just a second. All right, you guys, this is what I did. So in the top drawer of each table bin, in fact, I'm actually considering moving this to the bottom. I probably should because it's really heavy. So I'll move them all down to the bottom, but basically the bottom drawer is going to be all of the reading books that my kids are using throughout the day, whether they're doing read to self or it's like stop, drop, and read, whatever the case. I'm going to put all the books down in the bottom. And then block ones, folders, and notebooks will live in the top. Block 2s will be in the middle. I need to fix this drawer. See, this is just another thing that I'm going to have to replace next year because kids can't respect things. It's pretty much every single one of them has some kind of injury. And I'm kind of just like over it. Like if I don't end up teaching science for 2 classes again, like if I end up self-containing, I'm going to ask for desks because the amount of storage that I would need for that, I would need to have desks. And so I would probably take the desks from my teammate that's leaving and swap them out for these tables. And then whoever comes in, like since I was here first, I would get dibs on all the desks. So that's kind of a plan. Like if I end up teaching just self-contained, all my own kids all day, I would want desks. Or at least like a chair pocket. I could deal with that too. Like they just have a chair pocket and that's just it. Everything goes in there. Because these drawers are great, but the kids just destroy them. Anyway, I digress. So I took all of the folders and notebooks out and they're all over here. This is all the stuff that I took out and away. So all the crayon boxes that were individualized are there, and then the bins, they've all been taken out. And then what we have left is just this little box full of, we only have enough highlighters, glue, and scissors for 5 people. That is the maximum load at each table. And then just a full area of colored pencils. So if they need to color, which we haven't been doing a lot of lately, just for various reasons. If we need to color, then we have coloring tools. We have enough highlighters, scissors, glue. And what this will hopefully do will minimize the amount of stuff, because every time the kids come in, they have their binder, their Chromebook, their folder, their notebook, and their supply bag, which I have them all stacked over there. And it was like taking up a lot of room. So now they don't really have to have that supply bag out anymore. And there would be a place on the end of the tower to put their Chromebooks, which that could eliminate something, get it out of the way. Like they could just put their Chromebooks here, just once they get here. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, I'm trying to eliminate the amount of crap that's out. Like I could even do this, put the supply bin at the end of the table, and then like if the kids need them, just grab it. Like whoever's on the end grabs it and puts it in the middle of the table. I think that'd be great. The only thing I worry about is them spilling it. So like if this is here, I used to have book bins there, which those were way wobblier. But like if someone runs into this tower, this would fall over and spill, and then it would just be, like it could be really easy to spill it. So maybe just on the end. That way it's less spillable. But anyways, we're gonna try that out. Man, managing a classroom, I've been doing it 11 years and I have not struggled this hard before. I think it's just because the last few years before I came to this school, I was only teaching 2 subjects. And so having the notebooks and folders for the same subject, it was just so much easier. Like there was like a bin for every block, for every table within the block. So it was just a lot less work to like keep everything. But because I have 3 subjects now and only 2 classes, because they're doing reading and I have to keep their reading books somewhere and all that, like it's just a lot more supplies to store. So I'm just trying to fill things out. You know, things are going to change again, I'm sure. But taking you all along the realistic process of what I go through every day when I'm thinking out loud. So anyway, that is what I'm doing. I'm done with that project. So now I just need to put all the extra stuff over here away, like put all the extra crayon boxes somewhere. And then the pencil pouches I need to store somewhere too, just for future use if I decide to use them again. A lot of them got destroyed. I'll show you. So this is what they would have looked like beforehand. Super nice and clean. And then you have these ones that got like scissor sliced and they just don't take care of things. So that is why next year I think, you know, buy your own, because if you break it, it's yours. It's not anyone else's fault, it's yours. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep farting around here. It is 1:20. So there's a couple of other smaller projects that I'd like to do around the room, just kind of like organization stuff. And then about 3 o'clock, I have to grab a couple things from Walmart. So I'll head to Walmart on my way home. And then I'm just home with my family the rest of the day and tomorrow. So I will check in with you guys again on Wednesday. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and let me just tell you, having yesterday off was probably the highlight of my last couple of weeks. It was just really nice to be able to kind of just like reset, clean my house, spend time with my family, and it was just very much needed. So anyways, I don't know if I'm gonna eat that. I'm just getting to school. It is 7:20, and I'm gonna show you guys what I brought for lunch. So I am still eating oysters a lot, pretty often, and I just put mustard all over them, and then I stick them on a cracker, which I actually forgot to pack today, so that sucks. So I'll have to eat them without a cracker. But I've also been making myself little like charcuterie meals. So in this little container, I have some Dots pretzels. I have some of those buffalo protein chips from Costco. I have white cheddar cheese and some salami. And then in my bag here, I have an apple, which I like to slice up. And then I also have a banana and some yogurt. So this is for after school. I'm going to put that in here because I have an after school club today. And so I will be at school until about 4:15-ish. And then after school today, I have an eye doctor's appointment. I'm very, very excited about it because I haven't had a new prescription for my glasses in probably, I want to say, at least 4 or 5 years, because we've lived here 3 years and I haven't gone yet. And then prior to that, I think maybe 1.5 years, maybe 2 years since getting my eyes checked. And I'm going to be collaborating with one of my favorite glasses brands, Zinf Optical. That's where these glasses are from. This style of glasses, they don't sell anymore, this exact style, but there is a style that's very similar that I'm, fingers crossed, hoping to grab. As soon as I have my prescription, I'll be ordering those because I absolutely love them. I think the last time I spoke to you guys, I showed you all of the changes or upgrades I made in my classroom. One of those was pivoting my teaching desk. It was kind of facing diagonally this way, but I found that I was having to like tuck and go behind it a lot, so I decided to just turn it this direction, which is how I've really always had it set up. It's nothing new, it's just a little bit of an upgrade. So anyway, this should allow for a little bit more walking space and less like going around the back of it. And now I just have a little bit more room in the front. So our agenda for this week, for reading, we are working on Author's Reasons and Evidence to Prove a Point. I only have 2 days to teach it, and then I'm giving a test on it, and then I plan to just do reteach and practice with it for the rest of the next couple weeks, and then retest later. And then in social studies, we're going to be working on research notes. The kids are doing Native American tribe projects, so they're making slideshows. And then at home, they're doing box diorama projects. So they will be creating a scene of their tribe's dwelling using the shoebox. I did it 2 years ago at this school, and the families really liked it. I had a handful, of course, that just didn't do it. And I anticipate that happening now too. Hopefully I can support some of those kids, like give them some more in class time, or maybe invite them to my after school club, like I have 2 days a week where I have an after-school club, and it would be super easy to set them up in the room to just work on their projects here at school while I'm already here doing a club. And so they will be starting their notes today, their research. It's actually going to be their warm-up from now until it's due. So I'm literally giving them, like, I'm not even doing word work for the next few weeks, which is like my morphology stuff. I'm just dedicating every last moment of me non-teaching time, them not working time, to their projects so that they have time in class to do them. And then in science, I am still working on seismic waves with my other class. And then we'll move into natural hazards, and then our last unit for the year, will be weather and climate patterns. So that is fun and exciting. It is 7:24, so I have about 20 minutes until the kids arrive. I feel really good though because I was here, not yesterday, day before yesterday, getting everything kind of organized and ready. And so I am doing a new seating chart. And so this morning the kids will be kind of like, oh, this is new. I also made student planners. That is something new that I need to hand out. I'll show them to you guys. I don't remember if I showed them. If I did, I will delete this footage, but let me snooze this alarm. Snooze. Okay, so I created these little student planners for my 4th graders, and I decided I'm gonna go ahead and make this for every quarter, maybe just every month. If I can remember to do it every quarter, great. If not, I think every month would be fine. But this is the cover, and then there's a calendar for the month of November in there, and it has already like pre-dated things like Veterans Day, no school, Thanksgiving break, spelling bee, stuff like that. And then inside there's also a weekly planner so they can write down their homework or maybe like their goal for their project, like which part of their project they want to work on, a to-do list, and then it's just a few weeks worth of those. And then I also have December in there with winter break and the due date of the project. And so this is really just for them. It doesn't benefit me whatsoever. It's just for them. So I'm implementing that this morning. And then I think I'm gonna have to like split up my, like maybe not be doing my daily hype as much because it's just another thing to kind of take up space within the day. Like there's other things that are more important that we're working on. So daily hype and word work are kind of getting put on the back burner for a couple weeks, and that's fine. Okay, so warm up, they have to, Okay, perfect. Anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm probably gonna put you guys down and maybe check in with you guys later. My student intern is coming today, so I will possibly introduce you guys to her, only if she really wants to be on the vlog, you know. I haven't really mentioned you guys yet to her, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, so I'm gonna sign off for now, and then I will check in with you guys at any part of the day where I feel like I can and should. You never know. All right, let's get this party started. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Just got to school. It's a little bit later than normal, but that's fine. Today, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just test my students on the little standard we've been working on for the last couple days. I just feel like it's simple enough. I feel like they're all gonna be fine. And the ones that aren't, I'll just reteach and keep practicing, but there is a new standard I need to get to, so I'm going to go ahead and test them today. It is a spirit assembly day, so at 9 o'clock we will have a spirit assembly. Ooh, so maybe I shouldn't. maybe I shouldn't test them. Maybe instead I'll assign them a study island assessment to see where they're at, and then I can test them on Monday, because with a spirit assembly at 9 o'clock, that eats up 30 minutes of my class period, and I already have 20 minutes being eaten with research time. So I think I'm going to just not do that. Or maybe, see, I shouldn't be thinking of this in the morning, but it's just one of those weeks. I can either have them review the skill, or maybe I find a quick check for them to do, and then they can work on their research project the rest of the time. And then if they don't do well on the quick check, then I'll know who I need to pull into a small group next week before the test even goes. And then Monday I'll give the CFA. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find some kind of like review. I think Study Island will work because it's already made. I don't have to do any work to get it. And then I'll assign them that as like an independent activity. And then that way I'll kind of have a good idea of who needs reteaching before the test and who I can anticipate passing and not passing. So I will tell you guys, yesterday was a rough day. I want to be completely honest and tell you that this has been a really rough year, which it has been a really rough year. But I'm getting through it. So anyway, okay. I am going to assign my students a Study Island activity, assessment, if you will. It's going to be 5 questions. Their goal is to get 80% on it. And if they do, awesome. If they don't, that just tells me what to anticipate on the test Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going, and then I will try to check in with you guys later. It's Friday, so it's early release day, so I will have some planning time after school where I can check in with y'all.